So now let us try to clarify the concept of combining multiple comparisons or multiple conditions together inside a branching. So we will use the same example that I have discussed before. So here is the problem statement. Like, I have to classify the student's percentage score to its equivalent letter grade. So here are the condition. That is, the first one is, if the score is greater than 90, I have to print A. If the score is in between 80 and 90, then I have to print B. So the meaning of this line is in between 80 and 90, something like this, in between. So, and the third one is if the score is less than 80. And well, let's do it like if the score is less than equals 80 to cover all the different things. Well, now the thing is, what I want to do first, I want to initialize a score. Let's do it like any number in between 80 and 90. Let's say this is 83. You can choose any number so that I can easily demonstrate this condition. I chose 83 for that reason. So anyway, so first what I have to do, I have to check the first thing, first condition, where I need to check whether the score is greater than 90 or not. So what I need to write is, if score is greater than 90, then what do you need to do? You have to print A in here. Next, so what is the next condition? The next condition is this in between. That means if score is less than equals 90 and score is greater than 80. So this is how you can write this in between. And if the score is in between, then what do you need to do? You have to print B like this. And finally, the third condition is if the score is less than equals 80. So let's say if the score is less than equals 80, then you have to print C like this. So now let us see whether for score 83, whether it is actually printing B or not. And if it prints B, then I can tell that, well, this comparison, I mean these multiple comparisons combined together, is working correct. So let us run this program. So here I am running this program. Well, I got some error because there is a spelling mistake in this line. So here let's just change the spelling from score to score. So now let us run it. Well, as you can see, it is printing B in here. That is, the score is in between 80 and 90. And if you just change the score to something greater than 90, let's say 100, then it should print A. So let's see whether it prints A or not. And yes, it is printing A. And if the score is something less than 80, let's say 70, it is supposed to print C in here. And let's see whether it prints or not. So as you can see, if I run this program, it printed C in here. Okay, so this is an easy illustration, a simple illustration of utilizing an AND operator in Python program, inside the if condition of the Python program. And also, well, one more thing I would like to say. So instead of writing in this way, like let's say score is less than equals 90, you can write like this also. Let's say if 90, just to match almost like similar way you have represented in here. So let's say like 90 is greater than equals score, and score is less than score is greater than 80, something like this. So you just changed 90 and score. So 90 is greater than equals score, and score is greater than 90. So just to match almost the similar way you represented in here, so you just did in here. So score is less than equals 90 is same as writing like 90 is greater than equals score. So that is possible. So if let's see whether that works or not. Let's say I'm giving 83, some number in between 80 and 90, and let's see whether still it prints B or not. So if I just run it, as you can see, it is printing B. And well, so now every time, one more thing I want to clarify here, for all the different conditions you want to combine, you have to do it separately by using this and or these logical operators. For example, it is not a correct way of doing the things like, let's say, if 90 is greater than equals score, and score is and 90 is greater than equals score, and score greater than 80. So you did not use any greater than or less than, any and or any other logical operator. You just represented this line like this. So this is not a good way of doing the things. And well, if you run it in the Python program, it will run fine, because Python supports lots of different types of Python, is very much readable, and it supports lots of different things. But I will not recommend to write down in this way, because at least for the beginner level of programmers, so that will hinder your thought process a little bit. So whenever you will get something like in between 80 and 90, instead of just writing like 90 just like the normal way of mathematics, try to construct the condition utilizing this AND operation, something like this. So that is all about your combining multiple different conditions together.